Hey guys, welcome to Primal Reviews. My name is Primal, and just here to talk about my experience with the new movie Predator and the new way they're rebooting the series and the franchise. I actually thought it was kind of interesting, cool in the sense some of the effects were realistic in today's terms. Back then, when the original movies like Danny Glover and Arnold Schwarzenegger, it was realistic in those terms. And now, how sci-fi has expanded, it's definitely not possible for those type of things of how the movie interacted throughout the movie. People interacting with the technology and learning the technology and things of that sort. So it was kind of cool how they did that, and I enjoyed it in that sense. Overall, I don't think I would say it was a great movie. I'd say it was a good movie, but for the franchise, I definitely didn't think that it was a success. I could see where they wanted to lead to, but especially if you watch the end, I understand how they wanted to lead to it, but just didn't feel like that was gonna be it for me to watch it again. I probably watch it just to review on it, but other than that, it's not probably one of the things I would be looking forward to. So, just for some of you who haven't seen it yet, and know that this is, I'm just going to be talking a little briefly about it, but for those of you who have seen it, I mean, from the beginning of the movie, it was kind of weird how they brought in this scientist to know all, more or less, of alien technology. She had the knowledge and terminologies and more or less had the understanding of what happened, which didn't go in much detail, and I guess maybe that's because they wanted to shorten the time frame. But overall, it was kind of weird how they introduced Olivia Munn's character, and I was a little thrown off by that. And then the way they introduced the sniper, which I can't remember the character's name, but the way they introduced the lead character was was a cool way of doing it. I thought it definitely reminded me of the old way of how the Arnold Schwarzenegger style was. Not too much of the hunting aspect, but more like the brutalization, and how the beginning the Predator got one of the main character's team members, and just the way he, dismembered him was kind of how the original was. So I actually liked that they introduced that again. But how after that fact, where he's basically he learns a little bit of technology on the fly, that was kind of not so great for me, but it was okay. Then he's trying to get back to the United States, or he's trying to get back, and he's sending his mail to a post office and trying to get some tech. I don't know. That just, to me, was kind of weird, the way they transitioned that explanation of him getting away from the Predator, and then him going to some type of psyche valve and stuff of that sort. So it was kind of a weird transition between those two characters, which predominantly were the lead characters. And then throughout the movie, they introduced a lot of known actors. Thomas Jane and Keegan Morgan Key were obviously known actors, and they are great at what they do, and I love watching them in movies. And they really made it enjoyable in the sense of the comedical relief and things of that sort, which was another one of my big aspects behind the movie, is that it really made it a lot more comedic than serious, and in that old feel of how Predator used to be. So I wasn't too fond in that aspect, but I did enjoy their characters being in the mix and making some type of comical relief in that sense. So it was kind of cool in that aspect, and throughout the movie they did a great job on that. But how the transition of now throughout the movie they were trying to get now the son who found the dad's shipment and was able to get the alien technology and things like that, and starts learning around it. And granted, he's a little bit on a different spectrum, so he's probably has that intelligence where he can understand everything. So that's believable. So to me, that I actually like that aspect. But how they introduce the kid, and then the kid is trying to learn the technology, and he's able to pick it up so quickly, and then they're using him as basically the translator of alien technology, and throughout the movie he's doing the exact same thing, and even towards the end he's even doing that as well. So to me, the way they were leading, how they used his character, wasn't to me great, and wasn't too thrilled about it, but I wasn't too against it. It was a good character, and he did a great job. That kid did. I don't know the actor's name on that particular aspect, but the role that he played is a good idea. But at the same time, I wasn't looking for that as a fan. So if you're a hardcore fan, it's definitely not a movie that you're gonna get the same idea or the same attitude as if you were to watch the other original movies. So going on throughout the movie, they also encountered another predator, a more enhanced predator. They explained a little bit about the idea of what the predator is. So I actually like that backstory of the predators and what's their purpose of going to different planets, and specifically Earth, as to why they're going to Earth so often. So I actually enjoyed that backstory, and that's the reason why I feel like the franchise is going to continue through, because they're adding new information about the predators, and eventually they're going to be understanding their presence as to why they're in Earth. So that I wish they added a little bit more, but I guess that's kind of like dangling the carrot, kind of, so to speak. So we'll see how that goes, and hopefully in the next couple of months, maybe we'll hear some more, maybe in a year we'll hear something, not sure. Again, I'm not feeling that they may even expand it again, but who knows? Possibility is always out there, depending on how many people buy tickets to see the movie. But also the new thing that they introduced was also alien dogs. So apparently there's new dogs out there in the Predator world, where they're just as hard to kill as the Predator, bulletproof and everything. So it was interesting how they used this particular animal character involved, and eventually got it to follow somewhat commands on the human side, especially when they try to lobotomize it. And now it's like, oh, I want to be friends with you, and I'm gonna protect you and everything like that. So again, weird ways of introducing new characters, but at the same time, you could find a use for it later on down the line with the information that they provided in this movie. So overall, I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but overall the movie was enjoyable. I wouldn't give it like a rave review. I probably will go with what Rotten Tomatoes has rated it, which is like they go 35. So I probably put it up there about 50-50 for me. But if I had to give it a scale between 1 and 5, I'd probably give it a 3-star, just because of everything that I encountered. Again, I was expecting more, and I got a little bit less. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So tell me what you guys think. See what you like about the movie, and put any comments below. And hopefully we could talk about more about the movie even further and see what you guys like. Thanks again for watching. See ya.